Okay, we are starting. And hold on, I want to. Oop, this might be a little loud. I need to have this set up so I can actually see. I can see you in the eyes.
Ew.
Of your reaction. Because lovers,
Yes.
Sorry, that was a really bad start. But hello, guys. It's your host, Rebecca, here for the Reddit Randos podcast. And I have back with me my amazing co-host and sister by law, Brandy.
Hi.
She is here to go over some wonderful or not so wonderful stories with us tonight. And we're just going to get into it. I have so many picked out for this episode. I'll have a couple starters, and then the rest of them, I don't know, we'll see how fast we get into them. We probably won't get into all of these like I think we will. Like I would love to. But we'd be here for like 2 hours, and we'll see how that goes. But I might have to give a couple of choices on stories, and you can guess which one you like. And then eventually those stories will be told again. Or no, sorry. The ones that you don't pick will be told for another episode, guys. So don't worry if you're like getting after us about not picking the right one. It's all on you, Brandy. You have to be the one to pick the right one. Mind. No pressure. No, not at all. But yeah, if hold on, we're gonna move this so you don't touch that because it gets sensitive. There we go. I'm a sensitive person, just like this mic.
Yeah, you are.
Mike is a very sensitive person. We're holding on to Mike here. Sorry. Anyways, that wine's already hitting me. I can't tolerate as much as I used to my days.
I feel that.
But I haven't opened this yet. I've had this for like over a week and I haven't opened it. So you're lucky. Half of it's going to you, half of it's going to me. So I only get to enjoy a little bit left by myself after you owe me a drink. Okay. Anyways, yes. So we're going to go with a couple just quick little ones to start with. And then the rest of them, we're going to choose which one Brandy's going to choose. So if you guys all hate that, then hate on her and not on me. Yeah, do it. She dares you.
Do it.
She dares you.
All for it.
Okay. First one is from r/coworker stories. Gotta love those coworkers. All right. So my coworker schedules all of her bathroom breaks for our team's busiest 20 minutes every single day. Do you know that person or are you that person?
I might be that person.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought of this. I thought of you when I read this story or when I read this title. Okay, so here's the tea. It says, I work at a call center. This might be you.
It might be me.
It might be you writing this. I work at a call center, and our peak call volume is always from 2:40 to 3 p.m. It's been like this for years. We all know it. Our supervisor knows it. The system knows it. We even get bonus points if we power through that window without bouncing a call. Now enter Tina. Tina has decided that her body absolutely must relieve itself at exactly 2:39 p.m. Every single day. I'm not kidding. Like clockwork. She unplugs her headset, does a dramatic stretch, sighs like she just carried the world on her shoulders, and disappears. For 20 minutes, sometimes longer. At first, we thought it was just bad timing or maybe digestive issues, but it's been 8 months. 8. She is mysteriously fine before and after that window. Never goes earlier, never later. And get this, she brings her phone and posts to Instagram from the stall.
Ew.
We all know because one of her stories once tagged the literal time and location from the bathroom. The rest of us are scrambling like ants during this window, juggling back-to-back calls while she's in the porcelain palace probably watching TikToks. Our supervisor says she can't police bathroom breaks. Fair. But come on, this is weaponized peeing.
20 minutes, that's a long I mean, I get here and there, maybe once in a while, but every day or whatnot, that seems like more of an issue. That needs to be.
So basically, she asked, am I wrong for thinking this is intentional? Should we confront her or just embrace our fate as the overworked peasants of Tina's toilet throne?
No, I'd have a grudge, too.
I would, too. If it was every single day for 8 months, you know it's intentional.
You know it's intentional.
Oh, yeah. You know when it's the busiest time and she gets up every single time. But it's so funny when they're like...
20 minutes.
The supervisor is like, I can't police bathroom breaks.
Yeah, you can.
A lot of companies do so. What call center is this? Because I'd like to make a switch to to this one who obviously doesn't police bathroom breaks, because I do know some that do.
Yeah.
And they are not fun.
10 minutes. Are you okay?
Yeah. Like, seriously, do you want me to take 5-minute pee breaks? What about a poop?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Girls
I'm letting loose.
Girls poop. And girls take a while. Or maybe it's the amount of time they have to wipe because they have super long nails.
Or your feet don't touch the floor and your legs go numb.
A short girl problem.
That happens to me sometimes.
You know what? I honestly get that, because I've been on mine and we have a little stool for the kids, and I'll bring it over and I'll put my feet on it, and it does help. It does help me.
It does.
So I'm not hanging or dragging my toes.
It's like, ooh, tingles all the way up.
Justin just feels that way because he's been sitting on there for too long, but we feel that way because we can't actually touch the ground.
No.
And I definitely never like staying. No, I never like staying in the bathroom for too long, just because.
Not a public bathroom, yeah.
Oh, he's in here. We trapped one in here. My cat. We trapped a cat. He's hanging out with us. He's trying to figure out what you're doing.
Oh, hi, buddy.
Don't try and come up here. Okay, I got equipment. Like 50th times he's trying to come up while I'm working and sit on my hands as I'm typing. I'm like, okay. It's not like I needed those at all, but I'll try to work around you. Like I work around my 2-year-old when she sits in my lap while I'm working. It's been one of those days at work, and let's just say this wine has been much needed. So,
yeah.
But yeah, no, I definitely know a few of those people that would just always take bathroom breaks. You know, working from home, though, I don't obviously know when people are doing, like, other than they say they're on a break, but I could care less.
I could care less
what
have
people...
a schedule, like, this is the time that I go to the bathroom, like, every day or whatnot, especially if I'm working.
You're more strict with your schedule because, or at least they're supervised a little bit more because you're on the phones. Right?
Well, we have less time than 22 or whatever minutes that lady had, but I go at specific times just because that's what I've adjusted my body to.
I mean, there's been times I've taken what were restroom breaks, and it was kind of a part restroom break. You touch the mic. Don't touch the mic. There's been times where I, like, take half of it as a restroom break, and then the other half is either I'm tracking down a child, whatever they're doing, or, like, I was putting, I don't know. Sometimes it can end up being 20 minutes.
A lot of my bathroom breaks are not bathroom breaks just because I'm annoyed.
It's more of a, like, mental check break.
It's like a 2-minute bathroom break, and then I go and get a drink, and then I'm taking my time.
I don't usually try and go to the bathroom unless I'm literally needing to go that second.
Oh, no, I go to the bathroom when I feel it.
Yeah, I usually wait so long, and then I'm like, okay, it's coming. Tap, 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 tap. Taking a break right now.
Yeah.
I'm like running. There was one time I didn't even get to the point where I said I was taking a break. I just ran. Yep. So things happen like that, you know. You just sit on a chair for most of the day, and yeah, you know, as much as I'd like to not sit on a chair all day, I don't know. Sometimes, aren't you, like, still tired after the day, even though you just sat on a chair all day?
I'm always tired.
I think it's because we're looking at a computer screen all day. Guys, if you don't want to have us feel this pain anymore, like and subscribe so we don't have to. I can just stare at the computer all day to come up with more of these stories for you. I only want to be in pain if it's for you guys.
I don't, but...
Get a little risque here. just as literally few minutes ago, Brandy asked on my wall on the ceiling if she thought we had a camera on our ceiling, and I'm like, no, that's just a smoke detector without its cover. But I mean, I did say, you know, I was gonna spice things up here. So no, I know.
Keep your business to yourself.
Don't worry, guys. It's not. There's no cameras anywhere. The only cameras that will be involved is when we go on video here, whenever that will be. Not any time right now. So, okay, whatever. Okay, what? Next story. Moving on. All right, this one is from r/petty revenge. You like being petty sometimes?
Sure.
This one's actually pretty good petty. Like, it's not I'm gonna hurt you petty. This is a think about what you did petty.
Okay.
So it's from a day ago, and it says, my ex wouldn't stop using my Netflix, so I changed the profile name to Cheater and set it for toddler settings.
Oh.
So yeah, my ex cheated and we broke up, but apparently still felt entitled to my Netflix. Made a whole new profile like we weren't even broke up. Watched our shows on my dime. I didn't yell. I didn't revoke access, but I did rename the profile to Cheater, switched it to toddler mode, just Pepe Pig, no violence, and max parental locks. Even the avatar was a sad cartoon monkey. He texted, seriously? I replied, seriously. Then changed the password and blocked him. And enjoy your cartoons, loser. I'm watching Bridgerton in peace. No, that got like over 31,000 upvotes. So I would say people were like, oh, top comment for that one was, no Netflix and no chill.
Unless Peppa's in the background.
Yeah. It was someone's like, I'll Netflix and you need to chill. Now they're all on the Netflix and chill conundrum. So, or is it someone's like, I love how Netflix is now a verb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what you do.
My word. Yeah. That was always funny when that was a huge thing. Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
Okay, so those were just some of the fun ones to start with. Now we're going to go into more crazy stories. We're going to go off of 2 because I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I have odd ones. Okay. That's okay. Maybe I'll give 3 for one choice. Okay. Let's go with this one. This is from, okay, so first story is, am I the a-hole for stopping my boyfriend's proposal at our best friend's wedding? Or, my boyfriend and ex-husband work together. Am I the a-hole for giving my boyfriend food to take to work? So I can give you the titles again.
That makes no sense.
Yeah. So, am I the a-hole for stopping my boyfriend's proposal at our best friend's wedding? Or, my boyfriend and ex-husband work together. Am I the a-hole for giving my boyfriend food to take to work?
Do the second one, because that doesn't make sense.
The first one's kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Like, there's,
It makes sense.
It's a good story, but it's kind of self-explanatory there. This next one, we'll go to that. So this is from r/AITAH. My boyfriend and ex-husband work together. Am I the a-hole for giving my boyfriend food to take to work? This is from 15 days ago. Okay, I, 26 female, was married for 4 years. We got divorced because I found out I couldn't have children. I was content to stay child-free. It was a huge loss. Oh, sorry, it wasn't a huge loss. My ex-husband really wanted a mini-me and to pass on his legacy. We had a good marriage for the most part, but that was that. I'm not too sad as I've come to learn there's better out there. My boyfriend is honestly the kindest person I've ever met. I should note, we live in a small town and I have a type. My boyfriend, oh great. My boyfriend of 7 months works with my ex-husband. They work as military contractors or on airfields doing different jobs. But they work in the same area with the same guys. I really like to cook and bake. I I'm trying not to get diabetes, though, so I don't eat everything I bake. I used to pack my ex-husband's lunch and would often send him to work with a tray of baked goods. I've taken extensive culinary classes around baking, and I've been told the stuff I make is really good. Funny enough, when my boyfriend and I met, he said he always loved the stuff I made for their shop when I was married to my ex-husband. I now pack my boyfriend's lunch and send him stuff to take to work.
Makes sense.
The ex-husband's like, ooh, baked goods. And then you're like,
I recognize it.
Yeah, right? Apparently, a bunch of the guys they work with have been giving my ex-husband crap. I mean, guys will be guys.
Yeah, and that's just a given, especially if you're in the same vicinity.
I was going to say, yeah. Dating had apparently been going very poorly for him. I'm not shocked. Apparently, that has been just making him not look forward to going to work. My boyfriend is significantly more attractive than is more attractive than my ex-husband, and they're making jokes about how I upgraded from one mechanic to another. My boyfriend doesn't mind because the jokes paint him in a good light, and they tell him he's lucky, etc. He sent me a long message asking me to stop sending stuff to work with my boyfriend so the guys will leave him alone. He always asks me not to come to their annual 4th of July thing. I kind of feel like he's making his problems my problem. I don't feel like it's a fair request, but I'm not completely empathetic. But I'm not completely unempathetic, so I'm willing to stop if most people think I should. Am I the a-hole?
No.
That's
dumb.
The thing that she put down, I kind of feel like he's making his problems my problem. That's
your answer.
That's exactly what it is. He's making the problems. It's like when someone... It's like when... Yeah, no.
It's not even like, hey, I still have feelings for you, and seeing that hurts me. He's not saying that. He's just he's hurting his own ego because
people will make fun of. It's like middle school crap all over again. People will make fun of you for any reason.
Like, oh, your mommy packed you a note?
That's cute. Oh, that's cute. She packed you your lunch. Yeah. Does she change your diapers too? Like, seriously.
In the military.
It's military contracts and everything. Yeah, no, honestly, you're gonna get picked on. It's how you react and take on those jokes. Now,
if he owned it,
then
they'd stop. Or
you know what?
Make up a story or something of your own.
Honestly, he could have joked along saying, hey, as long as she stays dating within the company, I still get to enjoy her goods.
Exactly.
He could have.
Get the goods, but I get these goods.
At least I get some kinds of goods. Exactly. Like, honestly, he could have just joked and laughed along with it.
Yeah.
Right. So, man, this guy is, honestly, shouldn't be probably in the type of work he's at if he's that sensitive. No offense, but I'm going to say...
Military didn't do him good in that.
Military did not toughen him up. Sorry about that. But usually you got your tough guys. And I'm not saying military guys can't be sensitive, but when it's about your ex-wife bringing baked goods, I mean...
It's not because it's hurting your feelings. It's
not her problem. It's a you problem. Top comment... not the a-hole. He has nothing to say or ask you. If your boyfriend loves bringing all that, tough luck. He has to accept it. And asking you not to come to a party is out of bounds. If he's having trouble accepting that you've managed to rebuild your life and he hasn't, he needs to rethink his approach. What does he think will happen if you don't show up and everyone explains that he asked you not to come?
Yeah.
Like, everyone's going to know. They're all going to find out. And then they'll give him even more crap thinking he can't handle having his ex-wife around. Like...
Be a lot more problems
with
that.
Someone's like, dude needs to roll with the punches and crack a joke or two of his own.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, you poke jokes and jabs at each other. Literally the thing about guys is that they make fun of each other. And, you know, the whole small penis joke. Like, I'm serious, though. Like, it is always, like, either that is someone jabs at you about that, and you just have to roll with it. When guys get super... Now, unless it was, like, super intentional and they were meaning to hurt you, then I get like, dude, what the heck? But when they're like, oh, that's like small dick energy right there, like something like that, and you're just like, you know it.
Yeah, girl.
You know it, but hey, I know how to do it good though. I might be small, but I'm pretty mighty.
Motion of the ocean.
Exactly. I was gonna say that. What is it? There was like a story on here that was because he was small, but someone said it's not how big the size; it's the motion of the ocean. Yes. So there you go. So yeah, I'm sorry. Your ex-husband needs to lighten up and enjoy the baked goods, or he's not gonna want to be around any of those people.
Just go find your own girlfriend to bake you goods or something.
Yeah, exactly. Go find a girlfriend. Build yourself some confidence. Okay, we'll go through some other ones. Let's see. Another one could be. Okay, hold on. Okay, we'll go over these two. So next one is. Am I... Oh, actually, hold on. Okay, actually, yeah, we'll go off of these two, maybe. Alright, so there is my best... Oh, hold on. Yeah, okay. My best guy friend just told me he's in love with me 2 days before my wedding.
Love that.
Yeah. Or... Am I the a-hole for telling my best friend she can't do her adult content at my house?
Oh, do that one.
They're both good. Excuse me. Well, we'll do the other ones. So if you guys were like, no, do the best guy friend, we'll do that on another one. Promise. Honestly, these are all good ones I'm keeping for everything. All right. So this was from. They kept the story. It wasn't deleted, but the account has been deleted. It's been from 2 months ago. So maybe she got her answer and deleted. Okay, so 2 months ago from r/AITAH. Am I the a-hole for telling my best friend she can't do her adult content at my house? My best friend was recently kicked out of where she was living and asked if she could stay with me in this emergency situation as she has nowhere else to go right now. I instantly said yes. We moved all of her furniture and bigger things into a storage unit, and she had brought a few suitcases to my place. I'll be honest, at the time, I really wasn't thinking about her work situation. I knew her job was OF, which I don't know if we can say, I'm just saying OnlyFans, because I think it's for certain places we can't say it without it seeming that we're trying to bump up their views and everything. But it is just for certain places. I'm trying to go on YouTube eventually, so I'm trying to be more strict on what I can say. Even though I'm, pretty already strict, and I just said penis not too long ago. So I don't know if that's going to compromise everything. Anyways, if you don't know what OF is, just look it up. It's really simple. I knew her job was OF. That's what she did for a living. That's how she made her money, and I've never judged her for it. However, the following day after this evening she moved in, I took my daughter to school and came home to my own work. I work from home. She wandered into my kitchen at like 12 p.m. and told me she had some videos she needed to make. I instantly knew what she meant by that, and I said, well, I mean, are you going to be quiet during these videos? She laughed and said, no, but you're my best friend, so I don't mind if you hear me. To which I responded with, I mind if I hear you. I'm not gonna lie, I don't feel comfortable you making those videos in my house. You can take your pics and stuff though. Granted, you don't do it while my daughter's home. She got a little snippy and upset with me and told me that making custom request videos was how she made the majority of her money. And she had a bunch of requests that she needed to do.
And go to a hotel.
Exactly. I told her again that I don't feel comfortable with that specifically. She told me to wear headphones. I said...
You're in my house.
I said I do wear headphones because I have pretty much constant work calls through my day. And I can't have you moaning and screaming in the background. I ended up saying, if you can be quiet, then you can while I'm here working. And again, as long as you're not doing it when my daughter's home, she told me, oh wait, as long as you're not doing it when my daughter's home. She told me she won't be able to be she told me she won't be able to be quiet because that's not what her clients, want. So I told her, I'm sorry, girl. No, I can't have that. She's now a little pissed off at me because I'm basically stopping her from making decent coin while she be staying with me until she finds a new place. And that she has nowhere else to go to do it. I feel bad, but I think my feelings and reasons are justified. Am I the a-hole?
No.
No, honestly, if this is how she's making money...
She's got money to go to a hotel.
Either she is not making good money with this...
That's fair, too.
Because she's not willing to spend that money to go to a hotel to continue her work, or she's just being stingy.
Yeah.
So either, like you said, she either has the money and she's being stingy and just making a point where she doesn't need to go anywhere, or she doesn't have that much money from this work.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, you have to have a good fan base to go through this work.
Not to mention, when you're at someone's house, you're a guest. You don't...
And this person has a child. Like, I know they're not home because they're at school, but there's children involved. And all you can think now is that my best friend is in the other room doing what to her, kitty down there, and...
You're so stupid.
I'm hoping you guys I hope you guys don't have any kids listening to this, because if they want to know what's happened to the kitty, I don't really think... I'm just saying. I'm saying kitty's cute.
There was nothing cute about that kitty. I think you need to put the wine down.
Jeez. Alright. There was an edit. I'm getting all red in the face. Okay, what is with these stories I keep coming up with you?
With you?
I didn't even do like the whatever. I had like some other ones I was like, I'll save those for someone else, but I'm like, these are just as crazy. Alright. Edit, just to answer the majority who have mentioned hotel room, I answered a few. She claims a hotel would kick her out and that she really didn't think I would care about her doing it here as long as she didn't do it when my child is here. I genuinely thought because she does make decent money from it and had money in the bank, she just wouldn't do it in the short-term time that she'll be here at my place. Which is reasonable. Mm-hmm. If you're only going to be there temporarily, I think you'll be fine.
Be trying to find a place of your own.
Find a place. Use those few days that you can do without it to find a place.
Take advantage of that hospitality and friendship.
Yeah. She is actively looking for a new place to rent. She's not going to be here long term. You sure about that? It was just an emergency situation, and she knew I had a spare room in my house that she could stay in. So I said yes because she is a very good close friend of mine. I'd like to point out that outside of her OF content, she dresses modestly and doesn't act like a whore. Goodness. So I don't mind her being around my child. She's known my daughter since I've had my daughter 7 years ago. My daughter is not exposed to anything inappropriate around her. She wanted to mention that. Another point to mention, this isn't a case of her bringing people here to
that's good.
Have, or should we say, spicy sleep with them. I'm just making this fun.
Are you?
Maybe more for myself than anyone else. Oh, she's just making videos for them. But those videos include a variety of things where she will obviously not be quiet. And how loud does this person have to be? Goodness.
Probably very dramatic.
Maybe that's what she's known for.
I don't want to know.
The loud moaner. The moaning whale.
Oh.
Sorry. If you've seen a documentary about whales, they do have lots of wailing and moaning that they do.
That is a whale.
Maybe she wants to be like a whale.
She can go to the sea.
Like in Finding Nemo with Dory.
No.
Oh. Rate my whale noise 1 out of 10.
Give you a negative.
I have a new career in mind.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
Go work for Disney.
I was thinking of OF and making, whale noises.
No. Don't tell me.
You gotta make money somewhere. Alright, anyways. Oh, where was I? Let's see. She will obviously not be quiet, and I just want to hear. I just don't want to have to hear it, to be honest, especially not while I'm on work calls. Also, the reason she was kicked out from her last place was actually nothing to do with her work, but it's also not relevant to my post, so I won't be discussing it here. Someone she put in parentheses, if men could stop sliding into my DMs asking for her link, that would be great. I don't know her link. I'm her friend, not a subscriber.
Yeah.
There's a quick update. We'll just go straight to it. She finally listened and has booked a hotel room for the night. So, just so she can go and get these requests that she has built up done. She's let her subs and clients know that she's not going to be taking requests until she's settled into a new place. She's also just told me that she thinks she found a new place to rent, and she's now starting the process of that problem solved. And I don't know how long the update was compared to the original post, because they have it all in one. But hey! That's good.
You.
I mean, okay, honestly, the first thing I hear is she's only going to be here short term.
A week or
but
two.
then she's asking to do work there, which makes me think if you're going to be here short term, like she said, I was just thinking she'd just wait till she got a new place. Right. If it's going to be that quick or short term, you should be fine. And as a host, I probably would be willing to take care of feeding you dinners and stuff and having food in the house at least, and but if anything else you need, go out and get it, or at least
take care of yourself. I'm not your mom.
Right. But I mean as long as she's has a place to live and she's maybe got some food in the house for her to eat, I mean she should be using that time and resource to look for a new place so she can continue her work. But this is what I'm thinking about, she either has very demanding clients that she can't say no to. She is not a dominator. She would not be taking that then, if she was. She'd be telling them, you'll get those videos when you get them.
Yeah, depending on how much money that is, though. It could be like this or nothing.
Yeah. Well, like I said, she's either being stingy or she doesn't make as much money as her friend thinks.
Yeah.
And every little call counts that she gets, every little video. So, I couldn't imagine anyone coming to my house and be like, hey, can I do some videos in the room? I'm gonna be real loud. Oh, yeah, seriously. As I'm working, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I have to mute myself a lot when my kids are running around and I'm working. I can only imagine having to hit the wall and be like, stop! Stop the climax!
Have that one song, by Trey Songz, The Neighbors Know My Name.
Yeah, right. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, that was a fun one. Okay. We're going to move to the next one. Goodness. Okay, let's see. Let's see what other ones. Let's see. Okay, so between these two, we might do... I might actually be able to do all of these. We're only at 30 minutes. We've been flying through these. We might be able to do all of these. Okay.
Keep going.
Well, you know what? We're going to do all of them. We're going to go all back to it. Okay. So the other one that I said before... because we're going through these a lot faster. I feel like with Justin, we talk more. Then eventually he just goes, yep. I don't know. That's literally, I think that's how I can, if you can clock how many times in the last few episodes he's been able to say that, I will give someone $10.
Goodness.
For the amount of times he has said, yep, I don't know. Like, it's literally, that's like his two main phrases that he uses. And I'm just like, I literally told him that last episode, I'm like, this was a Father's Day episode. Be more alive in it. And he was probably more alive when we did our own video, or our own stories in it. But I'm like, yep, I think you're getting tired. We need to put more gaming.
Done.
We need to have more gaming stories, because you'll actually be more into it. These relationship ones are just, you know.
He don't care.
He doesn't care. He's a guy. All he can tell you is, yep, that was pretty stupid. That's literally all he ever says. But, okay, so this one is the, am I the a-hole for stopping my boyfriend's proposal at our best friend's wedding? So, this was from 1 month ago. I, female 26, and my boyfriend, male 25, attended a mutual friend's wedding. They are very close friends to us and brought my boyfriend and I together. My boyfriend and I are coming up to our 3-year anniversary, and things were getting pretty serious. Enough so that I very much wanted to marry him. He's sweet, chatty, typically considerate, and empathetic. He's the person who I thought was the first to show me that what a truly healthy, compassionate relationship was like. He's very serious about us too. We've had long talks about marriage, and it seemed we were in agreement with no formal declaration. We have even gotten as far as looking at rings, so the chance of proposal was more of a when and not if. A few weeks before the wedding, us and the engaged couple at the time were hanging out. The topic of weddings was very prevalent, and my boyfriend had cracked a joke about proposing at our friend's wedding. The to-be groom joked back and said that'd be funny as heck. This was followed by me and the to-be bride both shutting it down, trying to be serious, but also not thinking he was serious. Oh, spoiler alert.
He was. Joked about it, I would be like,
I know, right? I know this was a joke, but seriously. No, but yeah, he was serious. During the reception, everyone had made their speeches and people were getting their food. While our table was waiting, my boyfriend went up to the DJ, and after they played my boyfriend's and I's favorite song to sing in the car together, I guess, okay, Story of My Life by One Direction.
Oh, goodness.
The story of my life. Goodness. Okay. I looked at him, smiling, and he's looking around. All of a sudden, he grabs a fork, stands up, and begins clanging on the glass. Immediately, the whole dining room looks over. I stand up and whisper the words, "Not right now." His face drops, and he yells a mix of, "I'm sorry, I was just joking." After he sat back down, I verbatim said, "Let them have their moment. Let's make this our own."
Yeah.
Which I totally agree. He wouldn't even look at me. When it was time to get our food, he immediately goes towards the exit. I followed and tried to catch up to him, but I couldn't find him. I texted him twice and called him a couple of times, but I got no answer. So when I went back into the reception. After not hearing from him for about an hour and a half or so, he returns, sits down, and doesn't even look at me. The rest of the night was terrible. He looked like his dog had just died, and I'm trying to make the best out of the night, but felt like I was just in his shadow. I was prepping for a breakdown or maybe a fight in the car, but the only thing he said was, "I don't want to talk about it right now." And the drive was just quiet and awkward. He sent me a long text. He sent you a text? He sent me a long text about how hard it was to get the ring, how he felt rejected by his closest person, and that I embarrassed him. I tried to explain that it's not that I didn't want to marry him. It was our best friend's wedding, and they deserve their moment. That we should create our own and not piggyback off of theirs. He got offended and said that if I wanted to marry him, I wouldn't have stopped his proposal in front of everyone. This situation perplexes me. I've never seen the appeal of proposing at someone else's wedding and tried to handle the situation in a way that I felt was calm and chill. But he's very adamant that I ruined the proposal, made him look like an a-hole, and thus I'm the a-hole. Am I missing something? Should I admit I was wrong and have just let his proposal go out at our friend's wedding? Oh, no. 1,000% no.
No.
You did the right thing. Honestly, no one knew about it. So why is he embarrassed? I mean, I get it. You were embarrassed because she knew what you were doing and she shut it down.
And he could have made a speech to, like, his best friends, like, you know, changed the whole atmosphere of what he was going to do. He's the one who turned it into, oh, sorry, just kidding.
Yeah, no, I honestly think that what she did was fine.
Oh, yeah.
She knew exactly what he was doing. And she's like, not right now.
Yeah.
Don't do this.
I mean, I get if it's your best friends and if they're in on it and they're accepting of it, that's perfectly fine. But when the bride has already made the no when it was a joke, you know not to... I mean, some brides want the full day, the full attention, and you gotta give it to them.
That is literally just a girl's perspective on things, I feel like. Their point of view of, like, a wedding. Like, make it about the bride and the groom. Don't...
And that's fair.
That is, like, I think the amount of stories I hear or I see on Reddit saying, oh, you know, am I overreacting for my cousin announcing their pregnancy at our wedding? And you're just like, why would they do that?
Yeah.
Like, I get it, like, telling people it. Like, I don't think I would not care if, like, you just wanted to tell the family as, like, hey, in groups here and there, like, you're all sitting at a table and you guys, and like, hey, I just want to let you know we're pregnant. You know, super exciting. But, like, to actually stand up and, like, someone's maid of honor speech, or they actually get up and say, like, oh, you know, this day is...
In front of both sides of the family, where one side of the family doesn't care about you or know you, then yeah.
Right, exactly. Like, come on. Like, this is not about you. Just because your family's out here doesn't mean you get to announce it during the wedding or reception. Just go ahead and do it the day after or something. I think it's crazy.
Make it more intimate with just your partner.
Yes, exactly. Plan a day where you tell them, or you go in, like, you go separately to those family members and make the effort to tell them in person.
Or do it at the end of the night. Tell the family, hey, stay 10 minutes at the end of the night where the bride and groom have already left and the other side of the family that doesn't care has already left. Or, you know, something where they can be a part of it and all together, but not during the middle of the event.
Yeah, I kind of just think it's crazy when people want to do that. So in this case, I have a feeling because his best friend was the groom-to-be, I bet he probably didn't even think anything about it. And
he probably knew about it and probably didn't care.
No, he probably thought it was going to be okay. But the thing is, it's like, okay, first of all, groom, if your wife doesn't want that to happen or your bride-to-be already has said no, and I have a feeling she probably did mention something to him after they were done hanging out that time.
Yeah, he better not.
Honestly, she probably have said, oh, I hope he was joking. And then I have a feeling the groom was like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if you did this? Like, making a joke out of it, but then also not taking his... So that just... Boys will be boys. They just don't think. Okay, so 2 days ago, or 2 days later, should I say, because this was like a month ago. 2 days later, there is an update. I responded to a few comments, but before proceeding with our convo, I read almost every comment hoping to gain a new perspective and see the situation I presented from a different light. There were a lot of people, I will say, from the comments saying that obviously she was not the a-hole, that it was a bad taste for him to propose at the wedding, and he didn't listen to her. I mean, they were all kind of giving him crap, which, I mean, I don't think you should get too angry at him, but he shouldn't get mad at you.
No.
Because he should be understanding.
And it's not like he asked the question and she shut it down. He didn't even get to the question, so it's not full embarrassment.
Yeah.
Like he was turned down.
No one else knew.
So
I honestly think it's fine, because no one else knew what he was about to do.
Yeah.
So, and then the only other people that knew about it, per se, from what we see from the post, was the bride and the groom. And obviously they were probably glad. Yeah. If they knew literally what he was about to do.
Probably would have made that night a whole lot worse had he done it. And then
the bride probably would have been like, oh, yay.
Probably would have went out with,
like, no, I didn't want that. And I have a feeling OP here would have just felt so guilty having that happen at her best friend's wedding. So, yeah, no, she's still...
There could have been tension from the best friend and the bride.
Yeah, there goes your relationship with the bride, because she's always going to be like, oh, you guys are just trying to steal our moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, weddings can be tricky, but obviously it's just common sense. Just common sense. Make it about them.
You'd think.
You would think.
You'd think.
But there are some entitled people out there. So anyways, after I got home from the wedding, my boyfriend and I texted back and forth. They must not live with each other, because they're texting each other.
They're not talking.
Either that or they're texting from separate
Sitting right next to each other.
What a generational problem to have. Jeez. Couldn't do that. I just get mad when Justin doesn't answer my text, or I'll ask him 2 questions and he only answers 1.
Yep.
And I'll be like, what about the other one? I always give you an answer.
A two-parter.
I literally give you answers for both questions you always ask, but you never do the same. Okay, so we were texting back and forth. After he went to bed, I made my Reddit post because I absolutely felt like an a-hole. I was second-guessing everything and thought the night would have gone better if I just had let him do his thing. After seeing the responses to my post, I'm more solidified in that I made the right decision. Yes, the night was ruined, but I'd be more comfortable with my life moving forward.
But the thing is her night was ruined, not the bride and groom's
Not the
night.
bride and groom's, and that would have made a bigger toll if that would have happened. Yeah, just think back of that. You guys already knew he was going to be proposing, so he can just do it again another time and surprise her. It's not that big of a deal. It's not ruined.
Yeah.
Don't make such a big deal, sissy. Started. Yes, sissy pants. Okay. I gave my boyfriend and myself a day to think about this and come back with clearer heads. That was yesterday. I took a lot of people's advice and tried to reflect on this behavior was a grand showing of any smaller reaction. The stonewalling isn't super new. In fights at the start of a relationship, he would get quiet and make a small showing of secluding himself. I'd counter this by giving my boyfriend his space and telling him that moving forward, to just say he didn't have the words to talk about it and we can reconvene, when we're ready to talk. Sorry, this wine. Or it's just my brain. Either way, it's not working today. Well, no, the wine's working, but either way. Okay, this worked for us. It gave him time to choose his words. We'd have a good discussion of what went wrong and how we could fix it moving forward. I didn't think he was overtly trying to make me feel worse by the silent treatment back then. However, ignoring me the rest of our time at the wedding hurt a lot. Not even saying I just need space right now and rejecting my hold my hand by pulling away felt like a pseudo-counter rejection to me. This was a first. I felt like he was trying to make me feel worse through his lack of communication. That's all I noticed. I've had a partner be verbally abusive to me before and another who wasn't willing to talk about things they did wrong, refusing to take any blame. My boyfriend hasn't done any of that. I'm not saying I recognize all the patterns of abuse, but I'd say I'm versed in a few. There's also been no real history of me catering to him constantly, as others were asking. If either person had strong feelings one way or another in different scenarios, we'd often be fine with that person getting their way. Otherwise, if we both didn't care all that much, he loves to use a wheel-spinning website to make decisions, and I think it's cute. Oh, yeah, flip a coin. We met earlier today. He came over and we sat in my living room. He broke down. Man, she is using words, like big, like words I just don't use every day. I talk children at home usually, even to my husband. So no, that's fair. I mean, he's my man child. So, okay, he vehemently. He apologized basically, and said he felt like an a-hole. He said that he had been reflecting all of yesterday and talking to his dad about the situation. His dad got mad at him and talked him off his ego crash.
Yeah.
His words, not mine. But he had already sent a message to our friends, now flying to their honeymoon in West Europe, apologizing for making their most important day about him and not for properly celebrating them. So I'm wondering if the bride and groom kind of noticed what he might have been, was about to do.
Well, if not, they do now.
I was going to say, he kind of outed himself out. So I asked why he neglected our conversation from months before. He said that the groom and their group of friends had egged him on in private since, not to propose at the wedding, but to do it soon. He didn't originally plan on doing it at the wedding. He's had the ring with him for about a month, never had any real plan, and wanted it to be spontaneous. He told me that he got caught up in the atmosphere of the wedding, saw his best friend with his girl, and couldn't stop picturing us in the same scenario. His urge overran his common sense, in his terms, and he made a choice he ultimately wishes he could take back. It was very spiraled from there. I noted that while his heart was in the right place, that doesn't excuse the crazy storm he put me through. I expressed to him that ignoring me really hurt me. That him saying my rejection to his proposal was the reason for his embarrassment and shutdown was unfair, especially since we had already established for him not to do that. He accepted this and continued to apologize, admitting it was unfair of him and that he should have handled it and his emotions and embarrassment better, especially towards me. We had a lull in our conversation after he asked, where do we go from here? At this point, I didn't want to just return back to normal. A day where I expressed to him that I felt the prettiest in a long time, expected us to have enormous fun and watch our best friends have their moment to shine, turned into a day where I was crying in my room, reading Reddit comments about how I should break up with him. That's where the comments went. I genuinely thought I was the a-hole. We should have just bit the bullet and accepted a proposal in a way that I and others had thought wasn't okay. I told him that if we were to move forward, he needed to seek a therapist to help him manage his emotions. Not only from this, but other signs that he may have a panic disorder. My mom works for a mental health clinic and has offered resources before. I said that I needed time to rebuild my trust in him. He understood and is going to seek mental health resources through my mom's clinic. Until then, we'll be on a week or so break with an open channel of communication. He's going to find appropriate channels to better himself, and I'm going to take myself on a mini vacation after the emotional roller coaster that was this weekend. Hold on, we got a little bit more. We did talk about what each other's ideal proposal was. Something we should have talked about before the trigger was even pulled on it. I said that I didn't care for anything fancy. I just prefer it not to be public. Oh, well, a wedding's pretty public. He said that he wanted to make a grand showing of love to me and didn't care where or how. He asked if it was okay to have friends and family present or if that broke my public rule. I said that was fine and was happy with the communicative compromise. I also stated that I didn't want to be proposed to for a while since we could let this situation rest and figure ourselves out from here. He accepted this. Something I thought was really sweet that I wanted to mention was that before he left, he said, I do think I owe you some dancing. And so we slow danced in my living room for an hour and a half until he left. A small and romantic action, probably to earn brownie points, but the conversation did reassure me that he's willing to try and be better. He recognized he was in the wrong and that a joyful day was robbed by pride and not rejection. This was about as ideal of an outcome as I'd hope. Thank you for all taking the time of your days to reply and bring back me to earth. Thank you to those who messaged me in private to make sure I was okay to give input while the future is still obscure. It's a little clearer than it was a couple days ago. I have a clearer understanding now of what I want and what's healthy. Moving forward, I will do every ounce of weighing before I enter what should be the most important commitment, and you can make to a person you love, and I'll keep a more careful eye on his behaviors and how he may react to adverse situations. I hope for the best of all, as many as you have for me. Thank you.
Okay.
The mental health
I think
perspective.
She's a bit dramatic, is my opinion.
The mental health perspective.
She turned that a bit much.
That was a little much. Because I'm like, okay, maybe there's things we're not seeing that has happened But for, like, literally her to tell him, like, you need counseling. Like, okay.
For him to close himself off, how about you dig deep into why he does that?
Yeah.
Or
like,
what triggered that in the beginning.
Instead of him going to counseling, like...
necessarily.
Right. Maybe you guys need premarital counseling and just start it now. If you guys...
That would make sense.
I mean, honestly, if you guys are already thinking about being married... Go for premarital counseling. It's never too soon to start if you guys are thinking of getting married.
If you're that far in a relationship where you're like, we're gonna get engaged, and you take a quote-unquote break, you're gonna have issues.
A week break. It's a week.
It
just say you're not...
Putting that word break in any type of situation like that, you're just setting yourself up for more issues to come up and to be explored, I think.
Well, I honestly have no doubt that she was hurt when he acted the way he did after she shut him down. I bet she was. It was a fun time with friends and family, and your partner is there, and boom. He just, like, up and left you because he was, like, too embarrassed to even be there by you.
But then you also have to understand he was embarrassed. The person he loves embarrassed him.
Right.
So
even if no one else knew, he himself was just embarrassed.
And he knew why he was embarrassed. So he needs to take that break. And for him, and depending on how she pushed herself on him, like trying to make it seem like nothing happened, or, you know, like no big deal, that may not have been appropriate on his end of what he needed. So I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into that, I think, but I think that ending part of it was a bit much.
Yeah, like, honestly, I get it. Like, you guys talked it out. You guys talked about your ideal proposal plan. That was probably something that needed to be... That is something that needs to be talked ahead of time, because I don't know how many times you hear stories about people proposing, and the person that got proposed to, the way they did it was either... It was not the way they wanted, or it was definitely not maybe the most romantic they thought. I mean, everyone has different... Or the right time. A lot of it's timing. And I get it. Like, he carried the ring around and he wanted to be spontaneous. And he probably got up in the moment and feelings. And that we all get through that with weddings. We all get like, oh, this is such a great time for each other. And like, this is like perfect. Everyone's having fun. We're all enjoying this. We're going to be like this. And then, yeah. So, in that case, no one's perfect. We're all human. And the thing is,
he came back admitting his faults. And he was wrong.
Honestly, the whole talk...
If you have a man that's willing to apologize and admit his faults, you're at least going in the right direction.
He talked to his dad, and his dad brought him back to reality, saying, hey, get off your high horse and realize that you've messed up.
Yeah.
And don't put it on her. And he came back and he was extremely apologetic about it. So honestly, I think he learned from what he did. Do you guys have to go right back to where you were? No, you guys can literally talk about what maybe things you guys can work on in the future.
Take 10 steps back because of this little incident.
Don't get
married then, because you're just going to have more complex issues.
You work through those issues. You don't take distance from each other to work them out. Like, honestly, that's like almost like if you're in a toxic relationship and then you have to take a break from each other because it's too... I need to be away from this to rethink our relationship. Like, then in that case, I don't know. I honestly think of this as don't take a break. Don't force him to get counseling together. Yeah, go on that little vacation together. Get yourself set up for premarital counseling.
Yeah, get more intimate and in depth with your feelings and emotions.
You guys are going to be living together and married together. You guys are going to be all in each other's business. So you literally will need to know when he acts this way. You need to know how you can help him
out of that little funk.
Help him. And then he, being with you, he's going to learn how you want to handle things differently, and he's going to have to adjust to that so he understands your side of things. Like, in this case, this is where marriage comes in hand, where you get to know your partner, your other half, so much more to be able to coincide with each other in a living space. Yeah. You know, you're married. You're literally doing everything together. You can be your own person, but yet you're there for each other. That's the whole reason of it. You want to do everything you can to be standing by this person. So yeah, that was, what are they? They're in their 20s. Yeah, she's 26, he's 25. They're still young.
They're still young, yeah.
Yeah, they're still young. They still got a lot to learn. So, I mean, if it takes a little bit more time for them to figure things out before they get married, yeah, you know what? Fine, but don't take too much longer. Get them things set up and be together more so you can figure out if this is the relationship you should be in. Don't take a break. Don't take a break. Avoid the break.
Take a break together.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Go on a little trip together. Get in back into that little, like, okay, we really enjoyed this. We need this little break from the tension.
Yeah.
So, goodness gracious. Okay. I guess we'll do one more choice. So, one of the two choices I have are, my best friend accidentally sent me a text about secretly hating me. Or, am I the a-hole? Husband refused to buy me tampons.
Do that one.
Do the husband one? Okay. Okay, so this is from Best of Redditor Updates. So this has been a spiral of things. This all happened originally October 10th of 2024. And the person who wrote the story is Over Tampons. That's her username. Username is u/Over Tampons. Okay, so I guess this was originally placed on AITAH. Am I the a-hole? Husband refuses to buy me tampons. I'm sorry in advance for grammar and errors on an iPhone typing this. For starters, I, 24 female, am a stay-at-home mom, and my husband, 30 male, is the breadwinner. I like to think I do my best to take care of him. We also have a 1-year-old, and I am the primary caregiver for. Now to the main point. Yesterday, I woke up to find my period had come. I am currently weaning from breastfeeding. This affects my cycle. It was very heavy, and I bled through the sheets on the bed. My husband was not happy because he had to help me clean up. I was soaked in blood. Oh, I feel you, girl. We've all been there. After I had cleaned myself, I cleaned my mess and washed and scrubbed the bed. My husband was still not happy.
A red flag right there.
I know, that's a red flag already. Seriously. It's not her fault. Seriously. Oh my gosh. Okay, later that day, I noticed I was low on tampons, so I called my husband and asked him to please pick me up some. To my surprise, he said no. I asked if he'd do pads then. He replied, no. I was kind of shocked and asked, what am I to do? He said, well, are you paying for them? I'm obviously confused at this point when he then states, if you can't pay for them, sucks to suck. And he hangs up.
And sucks to suck that your bed is going to be full of blood, my dude.
Sucks to not be sucking something for you. No. And he hangs up. So being on my period, my emotions are everywhere. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I've been crying nonstop, and I'm down to 4 tampons. I feel humiliated. I don't live close to my family. He has my car, and I have no money or savings. I've given him everything.
Why don't you share a bank account?
Well, yeah, he's
Uber something.
She's a stay-at-home mom. She's, her income's all free because she's taking care of your children and doing the housework for free. And I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. I asked him again last night, and he said, you got the money yet? Oh my gosh, I want to slap this man.
My man never said that. He'd have another thing coming.
No, my word. He made me sleep on the couch as to not bleed through again. I have never felt so humiliated and ashamed in my life. Later, he suggested if I can't come up with the money, I could use our child's diaper further, making me feel terrible. I already know what this is going to end up with this marriage. I finally felt some surge of confidence and asked him if he thought of me as a wife or something less than a human, that he's putting me in mental distress and humiliating me by suggesting such a disgusting thing. He said, well, if you don't figure it out, if that's what you'll have to do then. Am I the a-hole for asking for tampons?
Well, obviously not.
we're going to just go, we already know how we feel about this, so we're just going to go on to the next notes, because I'm going to say something I regret on this podcast. So, note, we live in the U.S. and tampons are between $7 to $10. We are middle class and not struggling for money. And then there was a little update. I called my sister. She is my big sister. She is so sweet, and she sent me a box of tampons and candy and some meds and soda. That's so sweet. That's a good sister right there. Terrible husband. Thank you to all for responding. I feel I overreacted. No, you did not overreact. Also, for all the suggestions of divorce, how? I have nothing. I don't know how. I have nothing. I don't know how. Yeah, I have nothing where I have nowhere to go. Yeah, honestly, there is bad grammar. She had terrible. There's not. She's like, I have nothing where to go. So I thought she was like, I have nothing to wear, but she has nowhere to go. I have nowhere to go. I could not even afford tampons. Is there another way I can try and fix what is done? No. I'm going to try.
That's when I'd be like, all right, I'm going to get a job. You need to find daycare for your child.
Yeah. She literally says, I'm going to try and get an online job so I can work and still keep my household and take care of my baby. I'm thankful for all of you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. She's even still thinking of, I'm going to...
taking responsibility of
It's like she's having to sneak around saying she's going to get a job and then still feel like she's responsible for taking care of the house and the child. No, This is a toxic relationship. Yeah. She literally has no understanding that this man she's married to
is trash.
Is literal trash. Like, literally, are you going to pay for them? What the frick are you talking about? I don't have money because I watch our child for free.
I turned your house into a home.
Literally, I cook you food. I get groceries. I do everything that you have to pay other people to do if I wasn't here.
I would stop doing everything around that house.
Honestly, I would too. It'd be like, well, if you want me to get some money to pay for my tampons, then I'm just going to have to stop doing this other job.
I've got to take care of this and this kid, and, well, there's no time for you.
Yeah, there's literally. You should.
No time for anything else.
There's no time for you, honey. I'm sorry. I'm too busy making money and taking care of myself and the baby. Gotta stop this bleeding. Oh my word. I just go back and take a nap on the bed and just make a mess again. Yeah. And then not clean it and tell them, well, if you don't want to sleep there, the couch is all free. The couch is free for you.
That's my blood. I can sleep in it. That's
fine. Seriously. Yeah, I don't care.
This has been my life.
Oh, man. I feel so bad. She probably does feel humiliated. But, okay, so some of the comments are, someone had put down, this is financial abuse. Talk to your family, get a lawyer, file for divorce, take the child. Get all you can from him. Well, we're not leaving anything behind. But I feel like this happens to a lot of stay-at-home moms, is financial abuse. Because he's keeping her from getting something because she can't afford it. It's like, did you want her to get a job? Because if you don't want her to get a job because you want her to stay at home, it's not like he's asking her to get a job. Yeah. And be like, hey...
It's not like she's refusing to work and help the household.
No, she's
stressed and whatnot. No,
this is a way... He's just being petty. He's being really petty. Like, horrible. And over the worst thing. Yeah. No, we're gonna go... Let's see. Someone had said... Oh, that's a long comment. We're not doing that one. Yeah, we're not doing it. You know what? We're just gonna go to... Boop, 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 boop. Someone had said the judgment for that subreddit was not the a-hole. Obviously. So, obviously, there is an update, and it was 7 months later. I know, 7 months later. Woo! She is very... And I'm running out of words to say something. She is very persistent. Insistent? Persistent? What's the difference between persistent and insistent?
I don't know.
I don't know either. We'll have to Google that later. 7 months later, though, guys. It says, I just came back to update. First things first, forward to answer some of the comments on the previous post. No, this isn't rage bait, unfortunately. This was just my life. No, the post isn't fake. My husband was just a complete a-hole. We'll elaborate. Looking back now, you didn't have to elaborate before. You didn't elaborate before? Like, we could totally see you just in his normal.
There was enough said.
There was enough said that we already knew he was. Looking back now, I can very clearly see I was being abused mentally and financially, but not just me, my child too. For the update, as I said, my sister DoorDashed me supplies for my... Why didn't she just DoorDash? Well, wait.
Well, she may not have access to the money.
Which is ridiculous. How is she able to buy diapers and everything for the kid?
Listen, he might give her a card to go shopping or something, but she said he has the card, so they may only have one car in that household.
Maybe he only gives her so much cash during the week. That's just awful.
She gets an allowance, maybe.
No, that's for only men that has enough money to give traditional wives who don't have any kids. Back to the update. Okay, so as I said, my sister DoorDashed me supplies for my situation. She knows what it's like. She came from a DV situation, domestic violence. Thank you. But what I didn't know is she had messaged my entire family about the situation, including my husband's parents. Oh, good for the sister. Good for her. So he got the surprise of his life coming home to them, not me. Apparently, they ripped into him until he was brought to tears, and that was just the beginning. Then my parents showed up. They live very far away from us, and they basically tag teamed his butt. Whatever. Apparently, the guys at work got into his head that since I had a baby, I should have bounced back better, and he better be careful of me getting fat.
So these guys apparently don't have wives or kids.
Oh my gosh. What the heck does that have to do with the period? I don't know. But they apparently just keep laying it on him. He's probably a finance bro.
His golf buddies.
Honestly, it's those guys who are so up there that like
they don't have wives.
They don't have wives, and if they do have wives, they don't know anything about their wives.
Literally abusive to their wives.
He also explained to me that he has... Oh my word. He also explained to me that he has gender disappointment. Yep, our baby isn't a boy. I asked him, so you treat her like that? To which this man sobbed uncontrollably at my feet. We started marriage counseling and parenting classes, and I now have full assistance to our banks, and he even set me up a just-in-case account for if he ever does this crap again. And he deposits in it every time he's paid, and I only have access to withdraw the funds. I don't think this one was necessary, but I have forgiven him for holding on to things like this. It weighs down on my heart, but I will never forget.
Didn't have access to the banks before.
Yeah, she didn't. So, but I will say it's been only 205 ? I don't know what that's supposed to mean. It's only been 205 days since that post, and I feel like I have my dream man back for it, and I have my sister to thank for that. Sorry if this isn't the update y'all didn't ask for, or one did. Sorry, didn't get a divorce. But thanks for all the responses to my old post. You know what?
Well, if you're obviously able to work it out, beautiful.
That's the thing. If you were able to work it out and you actually did turn things around and you're seeing some difference in him from the counseling, all the trust again, you're gaining that trust back. That's what we want. And
he's giving you that security for your benefit, that just in case account on your benefit. If you ever feel the need to, go down, if this ever does happen again or something.
As long as she has access to the funds, like her, like to the money, to their money, and I want to make that sure that everyone knows if one person is making more money than the other, or one person's a stay-at-home mom while the other one's the breadwinner. I'm sorry, when you're married, I don't get this whole where we have our joint accounts and everything. Like, Justin and I have joint accounts, but we literally have the card for both of our accounts. So we share everything. He literally, because I haven't gotten in one of my banks, it's just because we're lazy and we haven't done it yet. Yeah. He takes my card everywhere. So your money is her money. or our money.
Your money, yeah, all
it's
together.
Everyone's money. You guys make money together. One's a stay-at-home mom or works part-time and makes hardly anything that you do. It doesn't matter. It's your money. You guys are spending it equally to whatever needs to be done in the house, for your kids, for other investments. It's your together money, everyone. You guys can, make a budget together for like, oh, we're going to save some of this for fun stuff to do.
Yeah,
or like
for emergencies.
Or if you guys even have hobbies, then you know that some of it can go towards each other's hobbies. But stop making this separate, we make our own money, we save our own accounts, and
she makes no money because she's at home.
She's a stay-at-home mom. She's saving you money. She's saving you money, though.
Work, then you need to imply that into your relationship that is a request and see if it's doable. But you also have a baby, so you're gonna have to pay for daycare if that happens. Or...
No, this wasn't the problem. This was him literally getting after her, and because of his I want to say this guy's in finance. I'm really sure this guy's in finances because he's got some jerky coworkers that are all about, oh, hopefully your wife doesn't get fat after the baby. Got to keep them, hot and skinny.
And yeah.
And that's dumb. That's very dumb.
That is.
So, I'm glad it's worked out. And I think he needs to move jobs, honestly. So he can get away from that toxicity.
Coworkers.
Honestly, who wants to? Because if he ever gets that attitude again,
spouse down, you need to remove yourself from that atmosphere.
Yeah, honestly,
you're not standing up.
Doesn't matter if he's making good money either. Honestly, if it's going to cause problems in your marriage for something you're not even involved with, it's just for them getting involved in your lives. Then yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. And whatever to make your relationship work out, which means if you need to be away from something that's causing problems, then yeah, you need to change those matters. So, yeah. Okay, so you know what? We're going to do one more. I gave you that choice, and then we're going to do that final one, which was... Oh, here we go. Do you want to do the one that says, excuse me, my best guy friend just told me he's in love with me 2 days before my wedding?
Sure.
Let's go for it. Okay. This one is also from the best, r/best of Redditor updates. And this one was from, I think, 3 years ago. So, the person who put this up, it was the throwaway account, and her username was throwaway, why the heck? Whatever. So, yeah, this was originally 3 years ago, and it was deleted until Best of Redditor Updates caught it all. Thank goodness for them. All right. I've been with my fiancé for 3 years, engaged for a little over a year. My best friend and I have known each other since freshman year of college. We are all in our early 30s. This morning, I woke up to a long text from my guy best friend that he had sent around 6 a.m. Basically, it was him pouring his heart out. He said he's been in love with me for years, but always hoped I'd end up breaking up with my fiancé and finally noticing him. He asked me to call off the wedding and run away with him. It said, I needed to tell you before it was too late.
It's already too late, buddy.
I mean, 2 days before the wedding? I'm sorry.
Should have said that right when she got the ring.
Right, exactly.
Been engaged for over a year.
Sorry, she's already put all this money down for the vendors. She ain't going back on anything. Yeah, no way. I just feel gross and sad. I have no feelings for him beyond platonic love. I've drafted a response and deleted it over and over. I haven't even told my fiance. I don't want him to have to worry about me so soon to our wedding. I know I need to, but I don't know what to do or how to phrase it. What's worse is that he's become my fiance's friend too. I'm also pretty pissed that my friend chose such an unfortunate time to cause me such distress. There were so many times over the years he could have just bucked up and told me how he felt, but waiting until right before I'm married? Like, I would just cancel my wedding and leave my fiance because of a text?
The thing is how much distress can you really get in there if there's no feelings whatsoever?
I know.
It's like, hey, bud, you know I love you, but there's nothing ever been like that between
Maybe this the disappointment, rethinking how your friendship has been all these years, thinking, has it really been friendship, or was it just him tagging along thinking he had a chance with her?
Well,
and then you're just like, has our friendship ever been a thing? Like, was it real, or was it you just dragging yourself around trying to get with me?
Trying to get in there.
I mean, he had years, so this guy is kind of a wussy. But, you know, I want to tell him to not come to the wedding. I can't trust that he wouldn't try and pull something. Smart. I don't even know if I want to talk to him again. But the thought of losing my best friend is heartbreaking. Heck, the thought of not having him at my wedding is really painful. He's put me in an uncomfortable, impossible situation. I wish it wasn't on me to deal with his feelings for him. I wish he had either stopped being friends with me when he realized us ending up together would never happen, or he had told me a while ago. I don't want to kick him while he's down. I need to make it clear that I have no feelings. The wedding is still on, and I don't want him to attend. We have been friends for over a decade. I've been crying over this all day. I feel almost disgusted knowing that this whole time he had ulterior motives. That's what I think I was going for. How do I even go about dealing with this? I'm supposed to get married in under 48 hours. I guess there's an edit saying, I'll be showing the text to my fiance after he gets home from his brother's. I won't send anything until he's here with me. I think that's where she feels disappointed. Was this a friendship at all, or was this just you having ulterior motives to try and get with me?
Yeah.
Then he becomes friends with the fiance. Like, were you trying to just spy on them and see like how the relationship was? I wonder if he ever, honestly, I wonder if he ever tried to be like, oh, you know, she's been with this guy and they did some nasty stuff. You probably wouldn't like it.
Yeah, I know.
I wonder if he tried playing both sides, trying to cause a rift in their relationship.
Possibility, yeah.
And I wonder if it's so hard on her because he probably was in the wedding. I wonder if he's in the wedding, if he's such a good friend.
Well, yeah, maybe.
And it's going to be hard because now him being a big part of that wedding and causing that distress because she's going to have to replace him. And because she doesn't want him there. And it's probably smart because he's then pouring this all out on her 2 days. And then you're like, oh, no. But you can still attend my wedding and watch me get married to the guy you don't want me to marry. Like, yeah. People go crazy. And he'd probably try and do something to ruin it so it wasn't going to be good.
Yeah, that is a good point. I don't know how.
Like, if she's not going to be with me, then I'm going to ruin her day.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't have her. Nobody can.
Right? Just like, I'd be nervous if I was getting married knowing that just was sent to me a couple days. And I'll be like, yeah, no, I don't know if I trust this person from something happening. Exactly. So, all right, we'll go straight to the update. Update says, my husband, so she's married now. I love being able to say that now. And I got back from our honeymoon yesterday. I turned on my phone and opened the Reddit app, and it was still signed into this account. So I had an, oh yeah moment and figured I'd post an update. So, look, she already forgot. So a lot of people here really helped validate the icky mess of a feeling I was having. Thank you for that. Posting here really helped put my thoughts into words. So that night, my fiance got home from his brother's. I let him sit down, and then I showed him the text. He read it, and I watched his eyes get bigger and expression angrier. Of course, I started apologizing like an idiot, and he told me I didn't owe him any apology for anything. We talked, and he told me he figured the guy had a crush, but kept it respectful. And really, he had. We were close, but beyond a side hug during greetings and goodbyes, there were no physicality. I even let him read out past messages to see that there was no emotional affair or me leading him on. I never even vented about my fiance when we would have arguments because I knew better than to do that. I talked to my mom instead.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. So my fiance asked me what I wanted to do. And I said that while it did sadden me, I didn't want him at our wedding. I was afraid that he would try some nonsense. We typed up a very brief message. I said, friend, I'm sorry that you mistook my friendship for something more. The wedding is going to happen, and it'd be best if you didn't attend. To be clear, I let fiance read this message, and he stands by my decision to uninvite you. We wanted to make it clear that it was me who wanted him to not come, not just my fiance. Knowing him, he'd probably claim that fiance forced me to uninvite him. Mm-hmm. He read the message and left it on read for a while. I honestly started getting pretty anxious over it, and fiance asked him if I wanted to block him. Part of me wanted to, and part of me wanted to hear him out. And when he finally responded, the text was so long that I had to click on it to read it. It was horrible. He called me a liar for leading him on over a decade, that he hoped my fiance left me, and that we were infertile. It was just horrible thing after horrible thing. I started crying. Oh, no kidding, girl. Fiance took my phone into the other room while I sobbed. I think he called him, but I'm not sure. What I do know is after an hour, he came back in, handed me my phone, and told me that my friend was now blocked on everything, would not be attending the wedding, and the best man and my maid of honor knew of the situation and would handle it for me. It was like a weight lifted off my shoulders, honestly. After reading that message, I really wasn't so sad that that friend wouldn't be attending anymore. And our wedding freaking rocked. We had the time of our lives, surrounded by people who loved us, and we loved them. It still feels like a dream, to be honest, and if the friend tried to show up, I never heard anything of it. I guess that's the update, so not nearly as dramatic and crazy as what people hoped for, but I feel like it went well, and I'm happy.
Well, there you go.
And yeah, that was, woo, see?
He was hurt.
Yeah, he was hurt. Said some mean things. Yeah, don't take it to heart, because he's just, his ego was, his ego was crushed. I don't know what he was expecting 2 days before the wedding.
Especially if, he apparently thinks there was signs, but if she's made it clear, I don't know. It's always one person who thinks this, and the other person's like, absolutely not. I never did give you any reason to believe that.
Yeah, honestly. And I get it's really hard. For so many years, though, like, I get it for girls, like, sometimes when they just try to act nice and kind to people, because they don't want to be mean or abrupt about things, guys can take it the wrong way.
Well, yeah, and vice versa, too. Guys can just be nice and sweet, and the girl...
Yeah, honestly, it happens to both.
It's both sides.
Yeah, it could be both sides.
Stupid,
but it's just so weird that he's been, like, their fiancé. He's... So why wouldn't he get...
If it's been years, they haven't been engaged for years.
And you don't see them breaking up, and they actually have a date, and the date's really soon. Like, man, you gotta see the signs. It's not happening.
Yeah. Nope.
So you either missed your shot way, way back when...
10 years.
Yeah.
Too late. Freshman in college.
Yeah.
18 to 20. And
you should have shoot your shot then.
They're in their 30s now, so yeah, that's...
10 years.
You had years before the man even came into the picture.
Exactly. And you waited this long. Like, the latest you probably could have gone to shoot your shot was when she just got engaged, and then that would have been your risk on losing the fresh
guy.
That too. But like, that would have been your last risk. Like, if you didn't want to be around her, if she wasn't going to be with you, that's your risk of losing the friendship. If she said no, obviously, that's after that, boom, should have ended it.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's where, yeah, I feel bad. She's been friends with this person for so long, and then for what reason? Because all this time he's had a crush on her. And she must have not seen it, but...
And it happens too, so...
Yeah, well, it's your guy best friend, and... Yeah, I don't know. And the fiance's like, oh, I always wondered. I always guessed he had a crush.
Well, and that's the thing, too. When you have a best friend that long of the opposite, you may think something or one thing, and then eventually it may or may not turn out to be exactly what you thought.
Yeah, so, okay, those were today's stories. They were, I'm trying to think, awkward, crazy, interesting, revealing. Had some great talks, some great wordplay and great. Some of
That's
those.
what we'll call it.
Some of those, yes. So, I mean, we ended up kind of saying more stories than I thought because we had more time, and now we've gone over the time we usually do. But you know what? It's more stories for you guys, and that's all I want to do is get more stories for you guys to listen to and have some great input and some hilarious moments in between. If it's not the wine talking, it's probably just my brain already because it's already fuzzy.
That's just how she is.
That's it, kind of is. I'm a little just dodo brain sometimes. I just, yeah. So wonder how I can even keep a job right now because my brain's all over the place. So, but if you hit like and subscribe and follow us, maybe I won't have to keep that job anymore and I can just read more of these stories and be crazy for you guys because, you know, I've always dreamed about being crazy for a public of people, you know.
Nobody wants that.
And if I'm going down, I'm bringing Brandy down with me. Yep. And we can see kitties everywhere. And no.
That's enough.
I just was trying to bring that back and see what you would say about that.
Goodness.
I love cats.
Yes, cats.
Yeah, cats and kitties and kittens and dogs. And we love animals here. So, with that saying, guys, hit up our other episodes if you haven't already. Check us out on everything right now. You can email us at the Reddit Randos at gmail.com. Please let us know if you have any questions, concerns. Well, maybe not concerns because
we don't care.
No. If you have any stories you want us to read about and totally love to read them out in public for everyone, please send them to us because I'd love to read them. But if you have any funny stories, any crazy stories, any wow, that was a page turner of a story. Hey, I'm all for it. We have everything here. So, before I keep rambling on, was there anything you wanted to say?
Bye.
Well, she's done. The wine, she's emptied her glass. So
the wine did nothing for me, okay?
I know. You have a higher tolerance than I barely took a couple sips, and I'm already flushed in the face. I don't drink very often. This is when I get to excuse myself. Brandy. She's not a good influence on me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's I don't know how Justin ever has her over, with our kids. You guys had a fun... I'm sorry, no, you guys had a fun day today going out to the movies. So, she's a good aunt.
Bottom candy.
Yeah. Yeah. My 2-year-old is bouncing all over the place with all these gummies. Gummy bears. I said gummies, and I don't want people thinking the wrong thing, because we don't do any of that. Mm-hmm. We just drink wine.
We just drink wine.
Okay, I'm gonna end it here. I'm digging myself in a deeper hole. Just cover me up, put me to my grave now. Okay, guys, we'll talk to you later. Bye.